calendars. But thinking about that, Saturn doesn't necessarily deal with farming. Saturn is also in detriment in Cancer as well, all right? Now, Saturn retrograde is an important period to review law, business, government reform policies. During Saturn retrogrades, hard turns can be taken on established policies. Saturn is going retrograde at 19 degrees Pisces, and check this out. This is one of the best places for Saturn to go retrograde in Pisces. And the last total solar eclipse we had was at 19 degrees Aries, and this is a perfect semi-sextile. But Saturn retrograde can also deal with appeals and repeals. Definitely judges and judgment, and notice that Saturn has a reputation for being cold. But during the winter season, the Earth is closer to the Sun, so it orbits on its own axis a bit slower. So all seasons, times of the year can influence our perspective of time. And remember that Saturn rules the winter season, all right? Saturn is the planet that takes his time. And in Astrostetics, we akin Saturn to a strict, stringent school principal that walks around the hallway casting harsh judgment. Saturn also deals with responsibilities. The responsibility factor of Saturn is the most important aspect of Saturn because Saturn, once again, holds you accountable. And that's why it's exalted in Libra. Essentially, it's the highest authority in balance and justice. Therefore, when people call Saturn the Timekeeper, we understand why they say that. But in the long run, Saturn is the accounter. It's going to hold you accountable. Astrostetics shows that Saturn rules the 10th house. In most sky charts, the midheaven and the 10th house are equivalent, but in equal house, the 10th house and the midheaven are in two different places. For the most part, the 10th house is where we calculate time from, and that's based on the sun's transit through the southern meridian. Once again, we calculate time from there, but we don't necessarily use Saturn for that. That's once again based on the sun's transit through that period of the sky. So Saturn is also said to govern an aspect of that space, but it does not keep time, it accounts for it. So out of all the planets, because Saturn moves the slowest, it observes the other planets at their slowest. And this is why it deals with observing and crystallizing. Saturn observes everything in its slowest state. So it doesn't make it a timekeeper, but the grand master at observing others. This is why it's exalted in Libra. So